This segment is sponsored by the Women's Health and Fitness Expo, Saturday, February 2nd.
We all want to sleep better at night, but some common sleep conditions could be preventing some of us from getting the rest we need. That's where our next guest comes in. Dr. Erika Mason, owner of Sleep Better Virginia, is a board certified in sleep and is here to help us sleep better. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
You know, we're going to talk about obstructive sleep apnea. Yeah. And so I'm going to call that, for obvious reasons, OSA from now on.
Okay.
So how does that affect you? What happens when you have that?
Well, with my little demonstration here, Mr. Airhead, as we're...
That's Mr. Airhead, not me. Okay, good.
Yeah, sorry. So when we're awake, we never stop breathing, but it's very different when we're sleeping. So especially when we get on our back, what happens is our jaw tends to fall back, or our airway, if it's very narrow, will collapse. Okay. And so we can try to breathe through our nose or our mouth, but nothing's happening. Yeah. So how we fix that is to put a mask on, like a CPAP.
Yeah, this guy that we've all seen in the past.
Yes, and that stands for continuous positive air pressure. Okay. So a lot of people, it is a CPAP, not a PAC. Yeah. Anyway, and so a lot of times we don't, this is a golden standard, but a lot of patients really struggle with having a mask on their face.
And it has to be hooked up to something,
right,
and there's filters, and
there's distilled water, and cleansability. So there is an alternative, and that's just a little piece of plastic to put between your teeth, keeping your jaw from collapsing back, keeping that airway open. And then we also usually pick an appliance so we can advance the jaw forward, because the tongue is usually the culprit that's back there. Move the jaw forward, and voila.
I guess we should say you started life as a dentist.
I did.
And you did that for years and years. And this became, was this obvious to you? Did you suffer from sleep apnea?
No, luckily not.
It's all, you know, you're working with the teeth and the jaw all the time.
Right, so it is our wheelhouse, and we just don't look down the throats and see tonsils unless we're trained. So now when I look down a throat, I see things very differently, and it's surprising how little people's airways are.
Let's talk about the health problems that can happen with sleep apnea.
Oh my goodness.
They're serious, aren't they?
They are. Yeah. Ultimately, it's death. Wow. And so, you know, there are people like Judge Scalia who died in his sleep. His CPAP was next to his bed. There's, you know, the gal from Star Wars. I can't think of her name, but anyway, so it is, death is the ultimate, but heart attacks, when people die in their sleep, or people have strokes. Hypertension is usually a big misnomer that, yep, that might be sleep apnea early on, like in age 30 or earlier.
It's not necessarily for people that are older. It can be somebody very young.
Right.
What have we got here on the table?
So these are some appliances, and that's what we call it, a dental orthotic or an oral appliance, and that's what you put in your mouth to keep your jaw from falling back. And then it's also has the capability of advancing more forward, opening this airway so that you're getting air all night.
These are very small.
Yes, and comfortable. And so the alternative between putting a mask on, especially for travel and stuff, and then wearing just this little dental orthotic. And with technology, it's gotten smaller and better and more comfortable, and it's actually really working.
So if your partner's that one that's been keeping the neighbors up snoring, this little guy could be the answer. That is amazing. That really is a big step forward. Thank you so much, and thanks for bringing Mr. Airhead with you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Sleep Better VA is located at 11,061 Hall Street Road in Midlothian. For more information, you can give them a call at 804-745-0624 or visit them online at sleepbetterva.com. You can also follow them on Facebook at sleepbetterva. And you'll have a chance to meet Dr. Mason in person at this year's Women's Health and Fitness Expo. So be sure to join us there on Saturday, February 2nd from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Greater Richmond Convention Center. For more information about the expo, you can visit rvahealthexpo.com.